Okay, let's unpack this. For the last few years, we've all been watching this incredible acceleration of artificial intelligence. And it feels like, it's moved from this niche tech thing to something that's, well, it's everywhere. It's in our jobs, it's how we create things, and
Yeah.
it's just unavoidable now.
Completely unavoidable. And that's what makes the current moment so fascinating. Because our sources are pointing to this massive cultural tension building up.
Right.
It seems like the smarter and faster the tech gets, the louder this human resistance grows right alongside
It's
it.
a total paradox, isn't
That's
it?
the central paradox. You've got these two huge opposing forces basically colliding in real time. On one side, you have, AI chatbots, AI tools, and they're completely mainstream now. They're woven into the fabric of everything.
What's that?
On the other, you have this escalating demand for clear, verifiable authenticity. It's this really deliberate, sometimes even hostile, rejection of anything artificial.
And to really grasp the scale of this, we have to look at the money. I mean, this isn't just a few arguments on social media.
Not at all.
We are talking about a colossal financial commitment to the AI future. The September 2025 Gartner report, that was already staggering. It forecast global AI spending to hit $1.5 trillion by the end of last year.
And that number was, almost hard to comprehend then. But the figure that really sets the stage for everything we're about to discuss today, the one that makes this cultural resistance look like David fighting Goliath, is the 2026 projection.
Which is?
That spending is expected to hit $2 trillion.
$2 trillion.
$2 trillion. And an amount that large.
Yeah.
It's not easily swayed by public opinion or, if you viral campaigns.
So the stakes for this deep dive are really defined by that number. Can these specific, often really high-profile acts of cultural resistance, can they actually slow down this technological and financial freight train? Or is the money behind AI just, too big to stop?
That $2 trillion forecast for 2026, that's our baseline reality. AI is so far beyond a fad. It's not just surviving, it's thriving by embedding itself into the absolute core of global business.
That's such a crucial point. Because when we say $2 trillion, it's easy to think of, flashy consumer apps that write poems or make pictures.
Right.
But the sources show the money is driven by this deep industrial necessity.
Precisely. If we connect this to the bigger picture, the money isn't just for the front-end tools we all see. It's being poured into algorithmic risk assessment, into supply chain optimization, into accelerating R&D cycles that, according to some of these reports, cut the time to market for new products by, 40%?
40%.
Yeah. So businesses in every single sector, they don't see AI as an option anymore. They see it as an essential utility.
Yeah.
It's like electricity. You need it for survival and for growth. And that deep integration, that's the enormous hurdle that any resistance has to overcome.
It makes the pushback feel like a truly uphill battle. And that investment is already producing these creative and, often very controversial results that are really challenging our ideas of what art and labor even are.
Just think back to the arts in 2025. That was the year we got the first widely recognized, fully synthesized AI actor.
Tilly Norwood.
And this wasn't just, a deepfake. This was a digital entity created from the ground up for the specific purpose of performance.
That feels like crossing a major line.
Oh, it was a huge step across the line many in Hollywood thought was permanent. The anxiety there isn't just about jobs. It's about the very definition of what performance is.
And it wasn't just film and TV. Music, too.
The AI band, yeah.
The one that got 1 million plays on Spotify.
Yeah.
And the crucial thing there, as the music press pointed out, was how it did it.
The mechanism.
Yeah, it used these sophisticated algorithmic tools paired with these very human-like synthesized voices. It basically sidestepped all the normal hurdles for music licensing and composition.
Which demonstrates immediate commercial viability, right? It shows that AI-generated content can capture a massive audience share. And that's even if the audience didn't necessarily know they were listening to a non-human entity until, the press flagged it.
Right. And then on the utility side, the integration is basically complete. More people than ever are using AI chatbots for, everything. Professional advice, researching complicated health questions, you name it.
It has this vast operational footprint now because it's just part of billions of people's daily lives.
So that's the context. You've got this overwhelming financial momentum and this almost total creative capability.
So the question then becomes,
Yeah.
what does resistance even look like when you're fighting that kind of entrenched technological power?
Here's where it gets really interesting, because the fight is moving from, internet comment sections into our physical world, and that's where you start to see where the real boundaries of acceptance are.
These specific acts of rejection, they're so memorable because they take what is basically a philosophical debate and they turn it into a visible, tangible statement.
Like drawing a line in the sand.
Exactly. It communicates a collective cultural boundary.
Let's start with entertainment, because that's where the job anxiety is probably highest, right? Especially with things like Tilly Norwood.
Absolutely.
So take the U.S. series Pluribus, which came out in 2025. It was created by Vince Gilligan.
From Breaking Bad fame, a huge name.
A huge name. And if you watched the credits, you might have seen this very, very explicit note right at the end.
The note, yes.
It just said, "This show was made by humans."
Which is just a brilliant, proactive marketing move. It's like an anti-AI seal of approval baked right into the product itself.
And Gilligan even made a personal promise saying he will never use AI in his work. This feels like more than just resistance. It's a declaration of principle.
It is, but it's also a commercial differentiator.
How so?
Well, think about that pivot in consumer psychology. Suddenly, it's not enough for your show to just be good. You have to prove that it's clean of AI influence.
That's fascinating. And our sources say experts are expecting 2026 to be the year we see a lot more of these notes, not just in TV, but in book publishing and video games.
The absence of AI is rapidly becoming a premium feature.
A luxury item.
It is. And Gilligan's promise isn't just him taking a moral stand, it raises the labor cost bar for his competitors. If authenticity is the premium, then studios that try to cut corners with AI might risk losing top-tier, human-focused creators like him and the audiences that follow them.
And this pushback, it's definitely not just a Hollywood thing. Look at the music industry's response to that AI ban. In December, iHeartMedia,
North America's biggest commercial radio station.
Exactly. They launched a guaranteed human program.
Which is just a staggering move for such a major commercial player.
Yeah.
They promise to play only songs performed by humans.
They're actively filtering out what could be a huge segment of new music just to guarantee authenticity to their listeners.
They're making a bet. They're betting that human performance holds more long-term commercial value to their audience than any of the efficiency gains that AI music could offer.
It's a direct corporate defense, but the resistance is also showing up in advertising and consumer products. And that's where the tension, I think, gets really visceral.
The consumer is the ultimate judge, right? And when an ad starts to feel too artificial or, too obviously generated by a machine, the backlash can be swift and really punitive.
Case in point, McDonald's. This past winter, they had to pull an AI-made Christmas ad from screens in the Netherlands.
And why?
Because of this intense online backlash, people just knew it was AI-generated, and they rejected it completely. They forced McDonald's to take it down.
An advertising agency would look at that incident and see a massive, massive risk. It shows that any efficiency you gain from using AI can be instantly wiped out by consumer rejection. It can lead to higher costs from having to redo the work, and more importantly, it causes reputational damage.
So the cost of appearing artificial is now sometimes higher than the cost of just hiring a human creative team.
That's a huge lesson for marketing departments everywhere. It's a major shift in the calculus.
Okay, so that's about products being advertised using AI. But what about products that are AI? I think the most visceral example of this cultural boundary being drawn was that incident in New York with the wearable AI necklace.
Yes, the Friend necklace.
The Friend necklace.
That's basically a mobile conversational AI, right?
Right.
It's designed to listen to your conversations and then reply through a phone app.
It's the physical embodiment of that AI creep we've been talking about. It's trying to insert itself into a space that's, traditionally been reserved for human intimacy.
And the public reaction was not subtle.
Not at all. It was immediate and hostile. In October, the outdoor ads for the necklace were just aggressively vandalized, and photos of the damage went everywhere on social media. The sentiment was crystal clear. An AI friend around your neck.
It was too much.
That was the line. It was too much. People are actively drawing boundaries about where they feel comfortable letting AI into their social and personal lives.
And this specific kind of backlash is so important because it highlights that resistance isn't always about, say, the fear of losing a job.
Right.
Sometimes it's a deep philosophical rejection of the erosion of human connection and privacy. especially when the technology is trying to replicate genuine intimacy. That vandalism, it was a physical act defining a very emotional boundary.
So what does this all mean? We have these incredibly passionate, visible acts of resistance, vandalized ads, these explicit credit notes, major radio stations filtering their content. And all of that is set against this absolutely gargantuan $2 trillion financial commitment to AI.
It brings us right back to that core question, are we done with AI?
And based on the money, the answer has to be no, right?
Yeah. Based on every data point, especially the corporate investment, the answer is a resounding no. Not even close. We still have that $2 trillion projection just staring us down. Corporate investment has not blinked in response to these cultural flares.
This tension, it's created this major philosophical divide. It's forcing us to ask a really fundamental question. Should we be viewing AI as some kind of existential enemy?
And you have some experts who argue that we really need to stop that kind of rhetoric. Their view is that AI is fundamentally just a tool made by humans.
The tool argument.
The tool argument. And since it is, undeniably here to stay, the argument goes that our energy shouldn't be focused on fighting the tool itself. We should be focused on learning how to live with it, how to regulate it, and how to direct it responsibly. The battle shifts from elimination to assimilation.
But doesn't that simple analogy, AI is just a tool, kind of fall short when you look at the evidence? If it's just a neutral tool, like a hammer, why are people vandalizing ads for the friend necklace? That wasn't a practical rejection of a tool. That was an emotional one.
Precisely. And that's the key. This resistance, it's less about the technology's capability and more about authenticity, employment security, and I think critically the speed of integration.
The speed.
The corporate push, which is driven by that staggering amount of spending, is just moving so much faster than the culture is ready to accept. The real tension isn't the existence of the tool. It's the fact that the corporate bottom line is trying to shove it into spaces like human friendship or original artistry that the culture is actively trying to defend.
So it feels like we're caught in this permanent tug of war. On one side, you have these massive financial resources all committed to AI innovation for the sake of efficiency.
The corporate side.
And on the other, you have these very specific, very human acts of resistance, whether it's a famous director demanding a made-by-humans credit or just people on the street physically rejecting a wearable AI friend.
The human element is fighting back with authenticity.
And the corporate world is fighting back with efficiency and money.
And that tension is not going away. It's going to define the next few years of this entire rollout.
So as we move forward into 2026, we have to think about the long-term implications of this new focus on human-made everything. If AI really is just a tool, then the question for you, the listener, is this. If authenticity is the new premium, at what point will we start demanding these explicit notes on everything we consume?
Right. Not just TV shows.
No, everything from our media to our food, labels that specify what tools were not used in its creation.
We've seen it start with film credits and radio playlists. That's clear. But at what point does the absence of AI become the true certified premium feature? When does it move from being, a niche interest to a necessary certification for every single product we buy?
Like AI-free becoming the new organic.
Exactly. If authenticity really is the emerging currency, then the companies that can genuinely prove their human labor, they're the ones who will ultimately win the most valuable customers.